Hello, my friends. I want you to sit down and I want you to listen to me very, very closely today because we need to have a serious, heart-to-heart talk about your hard-earned money. If you are retired or if you are right on the verge of retirement, you are entering a phase of life where every single dollar counts. You are likely transitioning to or already living on a fixed income. And let's be honest, in today's world, with the cost of groceries, utilities, and healthcare constantly creeping up, it is very easy to find yourself in a tight spot. Maybe you are just $20 or $30 short of filling up your gas tank, or you need a little extra cushion to get through to your next Social Security check. And that is exactly when you see it. You are scrolling on your phone, or you see an ad online for an app called FloatMe. They promise you free money. They tell you they can float you a small cash advance of $20, $30, or $50 instantly to cover those little gaps. No credit checks, no interest, no hassle. It sounds like a godsend, doesn't it? It sounds like a harmless, modern way to keep your head above water without having to ask your kids for help or walk into a predatory payday loan shop. So you ask yourself the golden question, is FloatMe legit or is it a scam? If we are talking about whether they are a registered, legal entity, yes, they are a real fintech company. But if you are asking me if this is a safe, smart, or fair place for you to put your trust and your money, oh, do I have a story to tell you? Because what sounds like a lifeline on the surface is, in my opinion, a financial trap designed to nickel and dime the people who can least afford it. And if you are a retiree, you need to hear this, because you are specifically targeted in a way that should make your blood boil. Let's look at the cold, hard facts. In early 2024, the Federal Trade Commission, the government agency that protects consumers, stepped in and sued FloatMe. Why? Because the government alleged that FloatMe's promises of free money and quick cash advances were a deceptive mirage. The FTC found that when people signed up, thinking they could easily access a $50 advance, they were often only allowed to borrow a measly $20. And if you wanted that $20 instantly because you were standing at the cash register or the gas pump, they hit you with a $4 instant transfer fee. Think about that. If you are paying $4 to get $20 immediately, you are paying a 20% fee just to access your own future money for a few days. If you calculate that as an annual percentage rate, we are talking about hundreds of percent in interest. It is astronomical. Yes, you heard me correctly. The government alleged that FloatMe systematically discriminated against consumers who receive public assistance, including Social Security, disability, and military benefits. They outright declined to give cash advances to people whose primary income came from these government benefits, claiming they didn't have a valid income history. Are you kidding me? That is not just bad business. That is predatory, and it is a slap in the face to older Americans who worked their entire lives to earn those Social Security benefits. To settle these charges, FloatMe and its co-founders had to pay $3 million to the FTC to be used for consumer refunds. In fact, the FTC has been actively sending out rounds of refunds to hundreds of thousands of harmed users. So, let me ask you again, is it a scam? While they paid a settlement and were forced to change their practices, any company that builds its business model on tricking you into a subscription, blocking you from the service because you live on Social Security, and making it a nightmare to cancel is a company that does not deserve a single penny of your money. I want you to understand the psychological trap here. When you are retired and living on a fixed budget, the fear of running out of money before the end of the month is a very real, very heavy weight to carry. These apps prey on that fear. They make you feel like they are your best financial friend. But a true friend does not charge you a monthly fee just to stand by you, and they certainly don't charge you 20% to hand you a $20 bill. If you are currently using FloatMe or any of these other cash advance apps like Bridget, Albert, or Dave, I want you to take action today. First, if you have an active subscription with FloatMe and you are not using it, or if they have been denying you advances because of your Social Security income, you must cancel it immediately. Do not wait. Go into the app, find the cancellation settings, and follow through. If the app gives you the runaround, call your bank directly and tell them to block any future automatic debits from FloatMe. Stop the bleeding. Second, if you are a victim of these practices, keep an eye on your mailbox and your email. The FTC has been distributing millions of dollars in refunds to eligible FloatMe customers. If you get a refund check or a PayPal notification from the FTC, cash it or claim it immediately. Third, let's talk about how we prevent you from ever needing an app like this again. We need to build what I call your peace of mind fund. I know, when money is tight, saving feels impossible. But I want you to start incredibly small. Can you find just $5 a week? Maybe by cutting out one small unnecessary purchase or switching to a slightly cheaper generic brand at the grocery store. Put that $5 into a separate, high-yield savings account or even a secure jar in your home. In just a few months, you will have $50, $80, or $100 put aside. The next time you are short on gas or need a quick prescription filled, you don't need to download an app, you don't need to link your bank account to a third party, and you don't need to pay a subscription fee. You will go to your own peace of mind fund, take out the $50, and be your own financial savior. My friends, true financial freedom isn't about how much money you make, it is about having control over the money you do have. Do not let these slick apps control your bank account. You worked too hard, for too many decades, to let your retirement years be nickeled and dimed by predatory fintech companies. Stand tall. Value yourself. Protect your money. Because you are worth so much more than a $20 float. Keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket.